Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cormundum Chaos with WhatTeamComp. I'm your host, Uncommon Guru, and today I changed up the layout a little bit to allow for a little bit more visual acknowledgement of when the players are talking. I've been trying to get this set up for a while, and I finally actually got around to doing it. Obviously, based on one of the images, it's very clear that some of these are different than others, and honestly, I love it. It shows the players' personality quite well, which I will now introduce, and so that you will know who is talking when. First up, we have Zark, who is playing Aurelius, the human paladin.
I'm currently drinking a Sprite. It's pretty good.
Yeah. We have we have Mary, who is playing Fidget, the human fighter.
Hello.
We have Paris, who's playing Serenity, the Azamar barbarian. And we have Kendall, who is playing Artemis, the half-elf artificer wizard.
Hello.
And now, when they're in the middle of a big talking scenes, and my face is not moving, someone will be able to be lit up, having all the attention. So we always know, something's happening. Excuse me.
I'm the something.
You're happening?
I'm always happening.
I'm proud of you.
I am the happening.
Perfect. All right, so y'all remember where
Get
we left
into
off?
it.
Oh, yep. Y'all remember where we left off?
Aurelius was talking to Velinor. Fidget was in Godai's tower. Serenity had wandered off to another part of the tower, and I don't remember what Artemis was doing.
Did we end up with a consensus on what we were to do from here? Or, is it just kind of twiddling our thumbs?
We're picking up where we left off because there's other things that need to happen now.
Yeah. Such as Valinor telling Aurelius that he should, at the very least, apologize for things getting out of hand, and offering to ask Serenity for her opinion on looking at a therapy pet, effectively. And Serenity has a macaw on her head, just a parrot, just kind of just messing with her a little bit. Nothing malicious, just trying to help her relax, calm down, smidge.
Not me looking up macaw.
It's a bird.
Beautiful.
You're a bird. Ooh.
My grandmother owns a few of them.
That is one of the birds of all time.
It is a bird of all time.
They're very loud, usually.
Yeah, I mean, they're parrots, so
Yep. So, Fidget.
Yes.
You go into Godai's tower, kind of just looking around at stuff. There's a bit of a mosey to you. Inspecting things not out of a price sort of thing, but just out of what's changed. See if you can remember, since it's been a few months, over a year for the rest of you.
Yes.
And for the most part, it is still a lot of that same kind of mess of something burst in this room, and there's crystals kind of just growing up out of places, scrolls all over, and Godai physically inside of the crystals, with Godai the weasel just kind of watching, just kind of sitting there, kind of just perched. See anything you like? Interested? I can promise you, it's not that interesting.
See, when I first, I'm just kind of getting away from all that. But you said you had information that we wanted to discuss regarding our last discussion.
Yes, about our old friends. Well, friends with some here and there, but You wanted to know more about Dortez.
Now that you had that, and now that you had my real name, you were gonna see if you can do some research and.
Yes. Yes. You have a brother. Wait,
Yes,
you
I
already knew
do.
that.
His
You
name's
mentioned
Seth.
them. Yes, Seth.
Yeah.
Seth?
Seth, yes.
Seth, right. He is, as far as I can tell, doing well. Last information I was given, at least, he had taken a special request and is currently outside of Corrivan. So he's away from all the mess, so he's safe. He's all right.
Okay. And Fidget takes like a steadying breath about that because she'd been worried about her little brother.
Your mother, I tried to get information on, and I don't know if she's going by her original name anymore, so I don't know where she is. I tried to find more about Seth's parentage and where they're at, but both of them are currently in the grain, as it were.
Last I heard, they were taken up by like a bandit camp or something. If you know what I'm talking about. Because of all the Civil War stuff going on in Corvin, they were taken from the farm.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Or have you... why you can't find anything on my mom and dad?
Well, there was one story that it didn't add up, but if your mother is who I think she is, and if your father is who you said he is, and if he's anything like you said he was, and as I remember him to being, that would explain why there was a significant lack of a bandit problem.
I thought that'd be true. I thought my dad was all talk after a while, so...
Oh, I mean... Well, you know how it is with parents. They tell you grand stories, things that you never would believe, and eventually you can't discern what is real from what isn't. You begin to see them as either exceptionally, overwhelmingly mighty, or you see enough of their failings to go, how much else is wrong.
How about a father who didn't want you?
He didn't?
He didn't.
Oh. I must have misunderstood then. Oh.
What do you mean misunderstood?
Well, when I had seen him last, he was over the moons about your mother and you.
Yeah, how long ago was that?
You're right. That is certainly something to take into account. Forgive me. I'm not trying to insinuate anything that you don't already know.
But I don't know if my mom has any other name besides Sage, so...
I'll have to look for a different bit of information on that then. Actually, if I follow... I have an idea, but I'll have to look into it.
Understood. And nothing about my dad?
Your dad vanished
As
into
much
the
as-
wind, last I heard. However, there were some people saying that he had been... What's the word? Reached out to by someone, and that he took the note and left. Whatever that means. I highly doubt it was anyone to deal with kind of makes like this motion of, you know. But
Fidget freezes at his terminology.
look, I don't know what
He
exactly
was given
happened.
a note?
He was given a letter from someone. I don't know if it was a personal note or if it was something else. I don't think it's you.
G'day. G'day.
Right. Yes.
Being passed a note is terminology for the collective.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
That means they've been They're on a probation period.
Ew. Sorry, that came out a lot ruder than I intended it to.
I ain't wanting to be one of them no more. You ain't gonna offend me.
It's one of those things where if you're going to have them come in and whatnot, you need to make sure that. Hmm. Wait, why would they want? He walks over and he does that thing where he struggles to write himself a note with a quill in his little weasel hands. But he takes a moment. He does manage to get it done. He's clearly practiced this for a little bit. He has enough to be able to do it. He just writes it down, just like just something to look into later. All of this terminology and who's it, what's it, and who's there, who's here.
I don't know what the collective would want with my dad. I mean, he's good with the sword, but he's got an injury. So, I don't know.
Perhaps we're looking too much into it and he's not actually wanted by them. It's just bad wording on my part. That is still possible.
You actually knew my dad when he was nice?
Oh, yes. He...
Well, nice. She makes air quotes.
No, without the air quotes, actually. Okay, maybe with the air quotes. He was ostentatious, might be a good word for it. In over his head. Let's go with that. But he could back up enough of what he said that it was believable. You make him sound like he hit the drinks, if you will.
His reputation in Corvin ain't good.
That also befuddles me. He was among people who are not known to be great, but they were known to be awful. Not like I've heard some of the discussions.
So you heard what the town rumor is about my father?
I did hear about that, yes. It's... Well, again, he boasted, but he backed it up. And the idea of him fleeing? Running away? I don't know. Something about it just sits poorly. Like I said, I will keep my ear to the ground on that. Is there anything else I can help you with?
You said you had information on Dates.
Yes. Has he been like this for a while? Because
what do you mean like this?
He was hoity-toity, but this level of ambition is remarkable, dangerous, a little bit too much so for my taste. This is a man who has many plans, and some days it felt like he didn't have enough wax between his ears to keep two thoughts together.
Not the Dates I know.
I've been looking into it, and he seems to be everywhere. In a bad way. Not he himself, but his hands, his fingers are in multiple pies, as it were.
Sounds about right.
Yes. I'm still trying to figure out some of it as well, because I do have one other bit where he's sent messages to someone under him. But the place that he told them to go to, a week later, he was heard in a very different area. But then the next day, people in that city said that the person the message was sent to was hand-delivered that letter, indicating it was sent to the right person, he was in the right place, but he was also elsewhere.
that even possible?
No. Well, yes. Actually, that's where the trouble comes in.
Trouble.
Yes, trouble. Regrettably so. I'm looking
Oh, I
into it.
can't get away from it.
No one
Fine.
can. And apparently no one in Corvin can get away from trouble, as it seems to be all over the map. And it's falling neatly into his palm as though he had spun a spider's web and the trap is sprung. I'll look into it more. I'm not convinced. But facts are facts, and I do have to admit when something is right in front of my face. For what it's worth. You have no other questions for me, yes?
Not that I can think of at the moment, no.
I do enjoy our talks, and I do hope that we're able to figure this out. I do have something, a slight request. Can you go grab Artemis? She's been expanding her studies, and we've been discussing much. I know that a burgeoning young woman like her would like a few additional spells to add to her book. I'd like to make sure I send her off with at least 2. Out of character, he's giving you the 2 spells to add to your wizard book if you took a level in wizard.
Fidget will go and find Artemis, since the travel back and forth is rather easy now.
Just a hop over. Yep. And Artie's sitting in a chair.
Yeah, Artemis is just sitting in the chair, and I did take a level in wizard. I've been sick for the past couple of weeks, so I forgot to do everything.
You're fine. This is just me saying that you get the spells from Gadai. You pick 2 spells whenever you're ready to have them, and they are just able to be just put into your book. No extra cost, because he's just giving you effectively spell scrolls to just take the pages and put them in your book.
Would you like to talk to Gadai, or are you good?
Yes, Paris, we're level 7.
Yes, she would like to go talk to Gadai, but she kind of looks up at Fidget. Oh, were you finished speaking with him?
Yeah, you can go ahead. I got all the information I can. I'll keep the chair warm.
Okay, actually, can you go see if Serenity is okay?
He went down,
I think
right?
she just went downstairs.
Yeah, I'll go look.
Thank you.
Fidget will head down looking for Serenity.
Yeah.
And Artemis will go into
Gadai's tower. We'll do you first.
Yeah.
Ah, good. You're back. Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm getting very confused by this new thingy, this character mancer thingy.
You're fine. Oh, you're using Character Mancer? Ew.
It's I don't know what I agreed to.
Character Mancer is really weird.
Opt out. Got it.
Opt
there
out,
we go.
Please. I thought I turned that shit off.
Hi, G'day.
Hello. It is good to see you again, and good to see that you're doing well.
Yes.
Did you do something different with your hair?
I don't think so. Did it change? She kind of just starts patting her hair.
It's a little longer. Just a little bit.
It grew?
Yeah.
Oh, it grew. That's what hair does.
Yes, but you must understand that when it grows and such, and I haven't seen you in several months, I'm going to have to comment on it. It's the little things that helps you to...
Oh, this is small talk. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Artemis just nods awkwardly and gives him an apologetic smile.
You're fine. I'm sure it's been quite the travel. I mean, normally it would take maybe a few weeks to get there, but honestly, I would not be misunderstanding, considering what you had sent back and told me. You've been through quite the trip. I didn't mean for it to become a burden on you all. I can ask for others to assist if you are... if it's too much.
It's not a burden. We are all just very broken people.
That is one of the sad facts of life, and one I hope that you've already pieced together yourself, but I will tell it to you regardless if you wish.
I'm listening.
For all the magic that we have been blessed with, for all the great power that we have at our disposal, there is no magic that can fix someone. Not in a way that is deep, emotional, and being fair, the fact that there are people who can create bonds that are lasting and help heal one another through words and actions alone. There's something magical about that. Unforgettable once you begin to really think about it.
Interesting.
Something to keep in the back of your mind. Spells and magic, we can weave it through the air and surprise many with it, but at the end of the day, we don't always need it to solve our problems. Some days a helping hand is all someone truly needs. Speaking of helping, and he moves over, he grabs a scroll, kind of tosses it down to the table. Yeah! Moves over and grabs another one. Yeah! Tosses it down. These are for you to assist you in your growth as a wizard.
Ooh! She gets excited, wiggle fingers. And starts looking at spells.
Yep. And he lets you kind of look through a few of them. He's like, just take two. It does take me a bit of a ridiculously long time to copy them in this current form. But I have spares that I can lend to you to ensure that you are able to continue with your work and continue with your growth.
Of course. Ow.
Bless you?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Thank you. I shall take two. I haven't decided on the spells that I'm taking, but if you have any that you know that he would make, and I'm glad to take suggestions.
Of course. I will let you know later. The magic should not be currently overly necessary, and it'll be something that you would be putting into your book during the long rest regardless, so that will be easy enough to be like, oh, we don't have the magic spell prepared yet, so don't worry about it.
Stop worrying about it.
Worry about it later. But while you are doing that, Serenity, you are found by Fidget.
Serenity, yeah. Oh, you gotta... It seems to like you. And she points to the bird on her head.
It won't get off.
You'll
It's the
feed
face.
it.
It's not. It's like she just looks she just looks resigned, and she feeds it.
It just like eats the cookie, does like happy little tip taps, and then like leans forward like more.
Fidget holds out her hand for a cookie, and her other hand to the bird.
Certainly will hand her a cookie.
It reaches towards the hand that's reached out. It doesn't like it like bites at you, but not like in a biting and hurting you sort of way, but like biting and like holding onto your finger for a second before it sees the cookie in your other hand. Kind of like looks between them, like, what do I do? Do I hold onto the finger or do I? And then it's like cookie, like again, little happy tippy taps, like nom 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 nom.
Yeah,
I'm assuming
she's
it doesn't leave
effectively
her fucking
trying
head.
to get
No.
the bird off of Serenity's head is what she's trying to do.
Make an animal handling check.
Okay, let's see how bad this goes. Oh, I have better on that than I thought.
Yeah.
But when I get a nat 1, that doesn't mean anything.
You can do it, farm girl. I believe in you. Oh,
Don't we get a beginning of session inspiration thingy?
Once
Isn't
per
that
session,
something you
yes. That is. Would
I'm
you like to
re-rolling
re-roll?
that because I'm re-rolling that because fuck that. Oh my god!
Is it worse?
No, it's a
No.
6. It can't be
No,
worse than
it
a
can't
natural
be.
1. So it
Kendall's reaction. You and farm girl. Oh.
it takes the bit of cookie and like does the happy little tippy taps. And when you try and coax it down, it seems to just be like enjoying the cookie, ignoring you. Looks out of the corner of its eye. You get the impression that it knows that cookies are involved here, and it's not going to just hop off immediately. It takes you perhaps more bribery than you would have wanted. Probably like 5 to 10 cookies. And Serenity, your hair's a mess by the time it finally gets off.
At the second cookie, she just stops her because it's like, no, I can feel the crumbs.
Can't blame me for trying.
She just reach up. Have I been able? Can I just not forcefully, I guess. Can I just grab this bird?
It's been dodging and weaving. It's been dancing through your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. After
Go ahead.
After a minute of it, you'd like try and be like, "Come here!" And it's just like dancing over your hand, back onto your head, just bouncing back and forth. Yushi kind of peeks down and goes, "Is he bothering you? Ma'am?
I don't mind the company. I just mind the crumbs."
Oh, is he putting... Get off her head!" Kind of points down, and it immediately just jumps onto the back of your hand like, "I was doing nothing wrong, father."
The face of I am a perfect angel.
It's the face of your sheep. I am a perfect angel.
Oh no.
And he like walks over
All
and
right.
he just gives it a few like strokes to its belly as it kind of leans into his chest like, home. He looks to both of you like, "Sorry. Bye." And he walks away.
Fidget will turn
Okay,
to
Serenity.
Serenity. Will turn to Serenity and kind of arch her brow, going, "You okay?"
She just smiles. Do you like that should be answered up?
It was a lot.
I have to process.
You have 2 options. Backhand him or smack his ass.
You see her close her eyes, and at this point, it's a face that you know means if it just said something stupid.
Fidget, when you open your eyes again, Fidget is just kind of gives her a nod, like, "I'm not even going to ask anymore." Mari wanted me to find you to make sure you were okay. And you know how they are with the buddy system.
I am as fine as I can be at the moment.
Do you need to talk to Gadai about anything, or are you good?
No, nothing that I can think of, no. But I appreciate you asking.
He was giving me an update about home, so you know.
I'm going to err on the side of caution and say that the answer is no, but any good news for you?
My little brother got out of Corvin before the problem, the whole Civil War thing. No mention of being able to find my mom and dad.
Well, at least there's some good news. She'll put her hand on Fidget's shoulder.
Did I tell you that Godai used to know my parents?
Huh?
Yeah, when they were younger, before my mom had me. He knew them, apparently. After, according to Godai.
That's surprising. Go on.
Yeah. He knew somebody other than the dad I knew, but there's a reason why I had asked him to see if he can get any information, because he actually knows my parents.
Perhaps something changed after you were born.
Something changed before I was born. My dad became the laughing stock of a town. And I think he blames me.
Well, it sounds like I just have to put sense into him.
He didn't want a daughter.
You see one of her eyes kind of squint? What kind of backwater town do you live in that having a different gender than you expect is a bad thing?
This is a man who called me son growing up.
Oh.
And then 13 years later, my little brother came along, and there was no need to talk to Genevieve no more.
You just see her take a very deep breath. I apologize for what I say next, but if ever somehow we run across your father, I'm going to punch him into the ground.
I'm only going to say this. He's like 60, so...
She looks at her. Yeah, I'm not above hitting an elderly man. I've had my ass beaten by 60-year-olds.
He's also got an old injury, so, you know.
I'll avoid the injury site. She looks a little bit manic.
See, you when I had mentioned Corvin all that time ago when we first met Godai, you knew about the Civil War stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Well, Corvin in general, you get hardened. You either handle it or you don't survive. It's just the way Corvin is. I'm not an outlier, if I'm being honest.
This doesn't mean that I don't want to hit your father less.
If Godai can ever find my mom, I think you'd like her. I'm told I look a lot like her.
In that case, I'm sure your mother's a very beautiful woman.
She's a wonderful musician, too. So, you know.
Is that something that you picked up?
She'll look around for a second. Is there anyone else? Were we left alone?
Yushi left. Yushi's like, social encounters. Goodbye.
Rude.
You know the whole thing about how bards are not supposed to have kids?
I think you've told me about this once or twice.
That my mom's a bard?
She, sucks in her lip to stop herself from laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, your
had
family
a-
is full of just ignore the rules, isn't it?
Yeah, I had a dad who called me son. I had a mom who was a bod. Little
Aren't you
brother who
dating a
looked up.
bod?
He's also a monk. And she'll actually, like, correct her, going, there's also a monk, so it's not as bad.
Holy shit! It's like she's
I would like to
like
point.
the crock pot.
I would like to point out that you didn't deny or correct that you were dating him.
I mean, it's a big surprise.
It's not, but it's still fun to hear you at least admit it.
It's only been since we left Cameral's place.
Ooh. She like it's the ooh scandalous looking face. I swear to you, friend.
It's one of those, you guys were making jokes about it the whole time. It was really like the last 2 days we were there that we became an actual thing.
I'm glad for you. You need something good in your life. And unfortunately, I cannot continue to carry that on my back.
I wouldn't want you to. It's a heavy burden, and I wouldn't give it to you.
She smiles, but it very clearly does not reach your eyes. You all have given me it more frequently than you think.
You can give it back.
I really
That's how
can't.
this works.
You and I are on opposite ends when it comes down to this. It is not as simple as giving it up.
I meant
You
give me
understand
back
what being
my
the old-
trauma.
You already have that. We just happen to have similar trauma in certain regions.
We should go find the others, but before we do, I have a question I want you to be completely honest with me with.
Okay.
You weren't planning on letting me go to the meeting alone, were you?
Even if I answer yes or no, both would be a lie, because I don't know. It depended on the way there.
I'll talk to the others. Poor Velinor ain't gonna know what hit him. But, if you want to go, I will not stop you. But know that if you go, you'll be under the collective rules, and I cannot protect you.
I do not expect protection from others anymore.
Then I will not be stopping any of you from coming with me if you want.
She smiles. I appreciate it.
Just know that the me that you're gonna see there ain't even the me you see when I go full bitch.
I suspected.
We haven't come to a time where I've been able to use my training.
The training doesn't happen to involve that accent you had earlier, does it?
Oh no, that's the one that scared you and Adi?
She nods.
Oh, I actually learned how to do that from my ex.
She opens her mouth, looks like she's gonna say something, and stops. Questions for later.
He was the face of the group. You adjust to the situation. And Adi was about ready to have a panic attack. So I put all the attention on me.
Out of here. Did you just call her the face of the group?
No, her ex was the face
Okay,
of the
thank
group.
God. Okay.
I knew
I'm
the
sitting
laugh
there
was
like,
for a reason. I knew the laugh was for a reason. No, yeah.
She just
My ex was the face.
nods.
The ex was the face of the group. But yeah, Adi was about ready to have a panic attack. You guys have helped me. I was gonna help her.
I appreciate you looking out for her.
And nobody's gonna pay attention to nobody when somebody looking like me does a voice like that.
What the fuck was that sentence?
Worst part is I made sense of it easily.
Sorry, that like, you know
Sorry,
what?
I had a stroke.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna need a second.
She just puts her arm on just puts her arm on Fidget's shoulder. Alright, let's see if we can go find the others. I say others, but we're only missing the men of the group.
Yeah, how about we go look for Velinor and Aurelius? Adi was talking to G'dai about spells, and she makes the
She'll be
finger
there for
wiggle
hours.
motion. Magic.
She'll be there for hours if we leave her alone. Come on.
Yeah, good point. Let's go find the boys, though.
Is the macaw gone?
The macaw went with
Yeah.
his owner.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. I'm pulling out Bean Bean. I'm holding on to Bean Bean.
Bean
Yeah,
Bean
so
is
we
just
go look for
nuzzling you.
G'dai. Yeah, we go look for Velinor and Aurelius now.
Not too hard to find.
If Zark is ready for it, because I broke his brain.
Once upon a midnight dreary, as I say.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I find myself
gone.
at a crossroads of legible English and scatter English. It's like someone's got a blunderbuss and fired it upon my face, and my
Is
mind.
this what Aurelius is saying to Velinor when we find them?
He's
Sure.
fucking monologuing!
He's just like reading to Villanelle.
Why?
They
Yeah,
get
so, see what I mean by this poetry book sucks?
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, like half the words in here don't even correlate with the meaning that came from the beginning of the. It's fucking whatever. He throws the book behind him.
Oh. How are you feeling, Aurelius?
Touchy subject.
That's why I asked it. We can't avoid it.
He looks at his hand. I apologize for my outburst. He returns his hand to his side.
And to ask another thing, is there anything we can do to help that situation that you had?
You see him think for a moment, and he just shakes his head.
Because you ain't alone in this group no more. And it's gonna take more than that to get rid of us.
Who said I was trying to get rid of you?
Just making sure we're on the same page.
Look, we may be a lot alike, but that was not my intention.
Well, I accept your apology, but and she motions to Serenity. You might want to talk to her.
Yeah, no, I think she's about to throw my arm out the window so I can go fetch it.
She hasn't said a word, and she is actively looking at the floor.
Is it a look of anger or is it like a sadness?
The best way I can describe it is she's trying to hide. And she can't. So she's shrinking in on herself, essentially. She looks lost in her own thoughts, and it's not good thoughts.
I feel she still needs to collect herself. She seems shaken. Is she okay? Did you guys talk about something?
I don't think this is about me. And she motions to how Serenity's acting. There's a reason why I say you two need to talk, and you might need to actually verbally apologize to her. Specifically.
Did I not just apologize to both of you as you walked in?
There's a difference, Aurelius. He ain't dating me.
Aurelius kind of tilts his head, and this is a genuine moment of him not understanding the societal difference.
No.
You and Serenity, together, right?
I'm not sure I'd say that. I'd say that she is more Artemis than me. Besides,
You
I'm barely
two,
human.
you two? She claps her hands and kind of motions like with her fingers like you two need to talk. Velena, let's go find out Artemis so she'll be talking to Godiva forever.
Yeah, of course. It's that way, this way, but go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she and Velinor leave you two alone. Have fun.
Oh, they're just gonna stand there not speaking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Imagine. Cease! Dawn, I give you permission. Evictus needs to step in, because Serenity's not.
Aurelius kind of just slowly walks over to the bookshelf and he basically says, "If you do not wish to speak, you do not have to." There's something different about his voice. The way he's speaking is off. It's not like his normal self. It's almost a bit too formal. Like he's trying to maintain some semblance of humanity, but is not quite grasping it as tightly as he would like. It's like he's changed his personality in order to suit his circumstances.
Hang on, I gotta DM something to you, Dawn.
Hello, it's me. When am I being DM'd? Who are you? Why are you in my DMs?
Get out.
Because I'm your best friend.
Oh, okay. Hi.
I believe you.
No.
Alright.
I
The
will
way
say-
that you said that, all I think was Bugs Bunny meme.
No. There's a moment as you're going through this, just like, okay, listen, I understand the two of you have, like, bedroom problems, and you have real life problems. But you also both have, like, societal problems. You know, Paladin's bullshit and whatnot. If you don't talk to him, he's not going to talk to you. And you guys are just going to keep going in a circle. And then I'm going to get bored because you're not going to leave this fucking tower.
Sorry, I don't know why that was so funny to me.
Are you okay?
I think Paris is dying. It's fine.
I broke everybody with fidget logic, and now nobody's brain works.
I don't know.
You've laid a curse upon this land.
Stop it! I don't know why that was so funny to me. I'm sorry, She just sighs loudly because fuck. What am I to you?
I do not know.
What do you want me to be to you?
I do not know.
Is he still looking at the bookshelf?
He is glazing them over, trying to find something that catches his attention. Basically, he's looking for a way to organize his mind. And this is the best thing he's come up with.
See, well, you can hear her walk up to you, and I don't think he'd resist, but I don't know. She will grab him by the shoulder and force him to turn around and look at her.
Which shoulder?
Kind of hold him to the bookshelf. The non-fake one.
Okay, so his right
In order
shoulder.
to grab flesh. Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
She'll put her hand to his chest so he's pinned, or his back is against the bookshelf. How long until you were going to tell me you didn't consider us together?
I didn't. I didn't think of it.
So you were just going to let me live a lie?
I suppose.
Why?
It is not my place to tell you what you should or should not perceive of me.
It is your place to tell me if you want to be with me or not. I came to you with clear intentions. I thought you understood what those intentions were. Did you or did you not want to be with me? Or was this a fling?
I'm not sure if you can be with me.
Oh no, it's worse than being stupid. He's emotionally stunted.
Explain.
Look into his eyes. Look at them. He has put up walls.
Not you, devil.
Ah! Look, I'm right.
Ignoring the fact that for once she actually called him the right thing.
He's so proud of you. You're learning.
He just kind of... He doesn't resist or anything, but he looks at the... He's looking away, like towards something else in the room. And he He just quietly says, day by day, I am becoming less and less of a human. I do not wish anyone to be there when that day comes, when I am disqualified as a human being.
What do you think makes somebody a human?
Humanity.
I mean, the same humanity you demonstrate when you went to help people? Same humanity you did when you had camaraderie with all of those people in Cameron's mansion?
The same humanity that I
humanity.
had when my arm wasn't made of metal. This is not my arm. It's not natural.
Neither was the infection on your arm. As you so kindly put before.
At least I could feel with it.
If you don't think that it's your arm, then make it your arm. A piece of metal does not define your humanity.
Tell him if he becomes a demon, I'll kill him myself. But I don't think he's becoming a demon. He doesn't, you know. He keeps making me want to retch. Hey, this is a compliment. A devil wanting to retch at someone's actions means they're doing, you know, what you would call good things. I can't believe I said that word.
The idea of someone dry heaving in my brain and me being able to feel that is a very very off
Yes.
kind of feeling. Because if we're going by your logic, then I'm not a human by any means.
And did you ever claim to be human?
Up until I was 21, roughly. And then I had a devil seared into my soul.
Yeah, more your body than your soul, but you know, tomato, tomato. That's how the saying goes, right?
No.
I'll figure it out eventually. It's one of those words. They sound the exact same to me.
You consider me a good person, don't you? It's what you and everyone else keep constantly saying in my ear. Does that give me humanity?
What I consider humanity is the primal desires of a creature. I consider it the dark to the light of consciousness.
Oh God, he's getting poetic.
It is what we use to bloodlust, you know, a craving for power, things like this. If I am losing physical parts of myself and they are being replaced, what's to say that hasn't happened with my mind?
Because you wonder that exact question. You wouldn't think about it if it had been replaced. You'd be going on with it, accepting every bit.
And yet, that kind of programming is exactly how devils and demons can manipulate a person, because they've thought of that.
No, it's not. It's really not. Considering I have one living in my fucking head, I promise you, they would tell you outright what you are about to do and let you make that decision.
Not all devils are like that, and not all demons are barbaric, charging monsters. A lot of them...
No, I don't think they are. Here, actually know about devils. Devils have rules.
I'm not talking
Would you like to know?
about devils.
Go for it.
Demons can be just as clever, and they don't have rules.
So you're thinking that you might be possessed by a demon?
I'm not saying that I might be possessed by a demon. I'm saying that a demon could potentially have manipulated my mind and my perception of reality, and therefore what is real and what is not.
So by that logic, why not say fuck it? And do what you want to do. Which, as far as I've seen, is be good to people. You have your ups and downs. You have your very, very bad ups and downs. And she's putting her forearm against his neck. But you do have some good in you that I have seen, and you are not going to waste it. Now, if you consider that humanity or not, I don't really care. You have done more than enough to consider yourself human, even if you had to replace a few of your parts. Don't spit on Artemis like that, saying that it's not part of you. She made that so that you could feel more you.
And yet, it feels heavy.
Because you aren't used to it. You just put it on. Not 2 hours ago. You haven't used it in however long, and when you did have a normal arm, and she air quotes that with her other hand, it was infected by a demon lord.
At
Use
least
it
I
and
could
then
feel.
make the judgment.
At least I could feel the grip of my sword. At least I could feel the heat of a flame, the cold of the wind. But this,
You still have feeling in other pieces. And who knows, we might be able to make it so you can feel with that one. As of right now, it was simply an immediate replacement so that you didn't wander around half-cocked. You don't know what the replacement can do, and if you so desperately want to feel your weapon or feel it, switch to the other side. That's still normal. But don't insult Artemis by fucking saying that's not you, and don't insult yourself by saying you've lost humanity simply because you have a missing limb. If anything, that makes you more human. Because that means that you sacrifice those pieces to help people.
I felt better when I didn't have the arm. That's what's weird. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. He gently pushes her away.
She'll drop him. So what about the leg? Such feelings about it as well?
I don't know.
Is the arm because it was more immediate? You can look at it. You used it more. Well,
I suppose.
I wouldn't say you used it more. You could adjust him to the leg. That's definitely something you use more because we walk everywhere.
I suppose it's because it's more present.
She'll take the metal arm. Not like rip it off. She's taking his hand. Hang on, let me fucking give actual detail to that.
Serenity pulls off his entire arm and with it the bones and nerves.
Fucking DMC takedown.
Sorry.
She'll take his hand and lift it. This is still part of the Aurelius that I know. This is still part of the Aurelius that I want. A piece of metal does not determine your humanity or not. The actions that you do with that piece of metal are what determine it. An arm is a tool for a person. It is what lets you do the good that you choose to.
As you say that, he kind of repeats to himself what the trainer told him about using a sword. And the ironic thing is he's repeating the phrase in Celestial, and basically, like, because that was the way it was introduced to him in that lesson, just kind of like saying the word and the sentence and then translating it immediately afterwards to look fancier while like teaching. You know, teachers who do anyway. Like people who say it in Latin and then translate it into English immediately afterwards.
Yes.
So basically, he's saying the blade is more than just a weapon. It is an extension of yourself.
Blade's made of metal, ain't it? Treat your arm like the blade.
Aurelius kind of sighs and looks down. Stop being right.
No.
You're making this
If I
very
have to
hard.
carry them. Good! Because you, and she will pick him up by his shirt, have made so much harder. I fell for you. I thought I made that clear. And yet here I am, sitting having to fix everything for everyone because all of you decide that chaos is the way to go.
You're not helping. You're not
I'm
any
quiet,
better.
but I'm still trying to fix it.
Hey!
Now! She sets him down. Stand up straight. You're fine. You are human. You are a person who I adore. Go up there and apologize to Artemis, because fuck, I need to too, and we are both going.
Aurelius kind of stares back blankly at this almost like inhuman look. And when I say inhuman, it is void of all emotion.
She's staring back, and you can see her skin tone turning redder.
Okay. And he just...
One last thing.
What was it?
She will grab him, pin him to the bookshelf, and kiss him. Don't ever doubt that I don't want to be with you. Now you can sort that out however you desire, and keep me up to date on it. And she will head upstairs.
He'll just kind of stand there for a bit. And then realize that in his brooding, he's staring at just like a portrait of a cat.
It's the hang in there kitty poster.
It's painted with elegance. The tree branch is brushed. No. But yeah, he after a bit he'll go upstairs and do the whole apology thing, because I feel like if we go through this again, it's going to take another 5 years.
The minute Artemis sees Aurelius, she's not even thinking about anything that just happened. She's just showing him scrolls. Look, I got new spells!
He sniffs one. Oh, where were you keeping these?
She looks over at Godai. I don't know. Do they smell funny? She kind of lifts one up and smells one.
It smells like old paper, which I imagine you enjoy the smell of.
I do.
Yeah, but this one in particular, and he manages to pick out one of the scrolls. This one don't smell too good.
Don't smell me.
You'll sniff it again. I don't smell anything.
Your nose is bad. Get a better nose.
I don't think I can replace that bit.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
And she'll kind of look up at him and raise her brows a little bit like she's looking. And she gives him a nod, pat on the shoulder. They're fine. And then she goes back over into the tower. Hey, Gadai, I have a question.
Yeah.
Fucking love this crazy girl.
Yeah.
Have you? I know you've been kind of locked in here a bit, but have you heard anything about Denziel?
Only little bits. There's been some talk about there being some possible excursions towards the Cracked Isles, which would be bad if that's true, because that would imply that we're on the precipice of starting yet another war with them. Because the Cracked Isles are supposed to be, neutral and whatnot, and if they're moving in with like an invading force, that'd be bad. But like, man,
Aurelius is gonna just quietly walk in as well. He likes to listen about the magic stuff.
What does Artemis know about the Cracked Isles?
Cracked Isles are honestly more of a mystery than you would like, because you have looked for information about different stuff. The only thing you have for sure found out about them is that at one point they were not cracked, and something happened and parts of the land were split.
I mean, that's usually how islands work.
Yes, but it was a once whole mass that was split by some event.
Ah, yes, the Great Shot of 45.
God damn it.
Okay, what political gain could Artemis feasibly think of that Cormundum would gain from trying to get the Cracked Isles?
Cormundum would gain the ability to jump from the Cracked Isles into Danziel or into Corvin. Corvin would get the ability to jump into Danziel or Cormundum. Any of the three would be able to use it as a staging ground, which would mean that there would be a diversion of attention between those two places based off of who controls it. And the Cracked Isles have been trying to be neutral, not held by anyone, but they don't have quite the resources to have their own military force to defend themselves quite as efficiently as the larger nations around them.
Artemis will nod. Is there anything else?
Not at the moment, but I mean, that's something I haven't been looking as much into. I can look and see what I can find out.
Just be careful.
What are they gonna
Looking
do?
into Denziel. Don't ask that.
Look, I am literally already encapsulated in gemstones. What are they gonna do? Put me in more gems? I'm kind of stuck right now. I can't leave my own house. What? Oh, shut the fuck up. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not dying like that. I'm not gonna. No. I will take this tower down before I let them do that. No.
Okay, I'm just saying, it is a possibility.
Stop.
He says as he reads a fucking, a book, and the book is titled 5 Ways to Wear a Hat.
Oh, that's his favorite. It's so difficult to find matching hats for his new form.
Yeah, Artemis is just gonna give Gadai a very warning look.
I'll be careful.
If you've learned anything from me, please learn that learning things about Denziel is dangerous.
Understood. You be careful out there, okay? All of you.
No, absolutely not. How dare you ask me to do that?
Damn.
Stuffs the scrolls into her bag. You
Well,
know we're
Okay.
being very dangerous right now.
yeah, sure. Let's go with that. No, go on and
Hey, good eye.
yes.
Do you have a greatsword around?
Me, a great sword. Who?
Yeah.
Me, a man of great studious studying and on the like and whatnot.
I mean,
Of course, I have
he,
one.
he,
It's
he
over in the
points-
corner. I just haven't, brought it out or anything like that. Not, I'm actually come here. I'm actually being falls off the table. Damn it! Scuttles away.
Artemis
I
is going
will-
to lift him up and
Thank
put him on Aurelius.
Thank you. Oh, here,
Helping?
helping.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this way.
Okay.
This way. Over here. Over here.
Artemis is going to follow him because she wants to see the sharp and pointy.
Open the door. You open the door and you walk inside, and it's a small armory. It's a walk-in closet of sharp and pointy things.
Okay, so you have a short sword, a long sword, a great sword, an even greater sword, the smallest sword you could find in the West, a spear, another spear, this one with a curved blade. This is a hell of a collection.
Serenity,
Yeah.
Artemis is going to rush out excitedly. Serenity, Fidget, come look at this. This is so cool. It's so sharp and pointy.
I think that's enough weapons.
I know, but there's more.
Serenity comes over to Artemis.
I'm not saying you can take any of them. They just look cool. I don't really know how. Kind of makes a stabbing motion. I know how to do that, kind of. I'm more throwing, but it's cool. And she kind of goes back over to it. But she does grab Serenity's hand before, like, rushing back over to the sharp and pointy room.
I am very well
If you would
traveled.
like, I can at least show you how they work.
I'm fine.
Wait, hold on. Is this a curved sword?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
I've never seen a curved sword around here.
Oh, that's because they're not from around here. Like I said, I'm well traveled. But based off of the one you came in originally with, you want that one right there on the wall.
What does the sword look like?
It's not
Is it a great sword of great swordiness?
effectively, yes. It is a great sword of the adequate proportions that you would go, this has got some heft to it. You pick it up and you're like, oh, all right. Kind of don't swing it around. You just kind of like get a feel for it. You'll unsheath it later. You do know one thing about this.
I was about to say, is there anything I should be worried about?
There's one thing about this that you will immediately note, which you and Serenity both would note immediately. Actually, no, Fidget would also know this.
Okay.
It has been around the scabbard, tied across it, and the pommel is a peace tie. A peace tie, a PEACE, is generally used when you go into a place that basically says, we do not condone violence, but we're also not going to disarm you. And so they wrap it in a wire that shows this has been peace tied, so that, you can't draw the weapon to use it.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I had that one a while back, and I never really took that off. Honestly, it makes for a great show piece when you're like walking into a place like, you need to peace tie that. I already had this peace tied for me. You can check it if you want, but I'm starting to think that it might need to be untied and untethered from that old lifestyle. But not by me. That's not mine. It's yours now.
Cool. And he looks to the thing. So if I draw this thing, it's not going to explode in my face, is it?
Do you want it to explode in your face? Because I can't
No,
do
I
that.
do not.
No, I can't
do
do
not.
that. I don't know how to make it explode in your face. That's not...
Thank fuck.
I know many ways to do things. That is not one of them.
Okay, I just...
Or just started snickering at just this entire conversation.
Look, I just don't want to be surprised by anything with this thing. Because, you know, magic.
Oh yeah, no, I completely understand.
So it's just a sword.
Even or odd?
I'm gonna roll my d4. That is a 3, so odd.
Okay.
I love using dice to make decisions.
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't used it in forever, and I mean, I don't have the ability to forge it. It was given to me by a friend. I mean, if they enchanted it, it would be probably just something mundane and peaceful, like it might smell like flowers when you draw it or something. I don't know.
God, that is terrifying. Do you know how many milkshakes that'll bring to the yard?
Ah, too many. But
Yes.
it shouldn't be dangerous to you.
Okay.
That's the main thing. So
you have drawn this in the past and have used it successfully. Without it, you know, doing weird shit.
in the past, but like...
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm covering my base, he says as he puts it on his back.
You gotta... I understand you gotta be, you know, careful and all that stuff, but at the same time, breathe!
No, respectfully, he says as he
Takes
the
he looks so
the
confused.
thing off him.
He's just like, what?
Artemis has found a dagger and is playing with it.
Is that a throwing dagger or a normal dagger?
I don't know, let's see. And she finds the empty space wall and throws it.
My wall!
Oh god.
You throw it and
Dicks.
it'll do it as it would. He just looked like my wall.
Oh, I'm sorry. She goes over and pulls the dagger out of the wall.
Just set it down. Clearly, I need to not put you all near sharp things until I have hands with which to take things from you before you throw them.
I think that's more just specifically her.
No. Not just me.
You all could do it. You all have hands. I miss hands.
Do you want hands?
I can't get hands until you get the last bits of ingredients for me to use, remember?
Aren't you a magician? Can't you use, like, magic hand or whatever it's called?
I can't cast magic until I get hands again.
But
Some
Oh,
spells
yeah.
require something good. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Look, just thank you all. I appreciate you. Know that I am very grateful for your time here and what you've been doing. Dragonsby is your next stop, correct?
Aurelius pulls out a comically sized map.
You also have a stop in Wave Break out of character.
I think we're gonna go to Wave Break first. And then while we're there, I think it would be wise to take a ship north. It would be the fastest way to travel. Or we could take the road inland and then go further north that way. You see him making calculations in his head, trying to figure out what the most optimal route is.
talk about optimization, Overland's pretty quick. Honestly, it's only maybe like half a day to a day's difference. Now, if you were trying to go up to like Aberg, that's definitely faster by boat. The Serpentine Pass has certain currents that are easier to go up that way than it is to Wavebreak.
Okay.
Probably because Wavebreak has a lot of, tumultuous waters. You need specific equipment to get there.
Okay, so it'd be faster and more efficient by land.
Less hassle as well, yeah.
All right, I'll take your word for it. All right, cool. And he puts the comically sized map back away.
Good lord.
Fill up his whole screen. He'll nod to you.
It fills up my screen, your screen, we all screen for map screen.
Welcome back. But yeah, the Overland is recommended for heading to Wavebreak.
Mm-hmm.
He nods, and then Velinor kind of sitting at the entryway, just kind of looking at you all like, Aurelius, do we want to still go look for the thing before sundown?
I'm not sure if they're active in this part of the country, are they?
Animals?
Are you two looking for?
Wolf?
What? What?
Well,
Oh, I forgot to tell you.
you. Oh. God damn it.
Something support dog.
Right. Valinor, explain, please.
We're looking to get a animal to help him feel more comfortable during certain parts of travel and to not overreact in some ways.
Why are you looking for a wolf? First of all, it has to be trained. But second of all, why are you looking specifically for a wolf?
Aurelius kind of goes quiet. I trained a wolf how to use a sword.
Come again?
So cool.
Yeah.
When I was in the order, after several years of training, my adopted mother got me a wolf. Beautiful white wolf. Her name was Lux. And
I'll explain it after a second. That was out of character laughter.
Okay. I loved her very deeply. I trained her to fight alongside me with a short sword in her mouth. She was the best creature you've ever had. And then he goes quiet again.
I understand.
It's obvious he's talking about, like, he's implying something happened in the abyss. Yeah, well, my Lux doesn't have an E at the end. Huh. Mine literally is light in Latin.
I avoided it for a very specific reason. Oh. Good lord. I don't know if we can find a reputable wolf breeder, and we can't just kidnap a wolf pup.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
Alright, we cannot, in moral goodness, kidnap a wolf pup.
That's not what I was saying you'd be surprised about. Gods no, that's a horrible idea. The wolf packs would chase you down. Like, seriously? No. There's a surprising amount of wolf breeders. Especially in the north, where they're used as hunting animals to help with the. Anyway,
You can see like Serenity twitch, and it's like the usual, oh, animal, cute, twitch, but she doesn't say anything. She got an idea and she cannot follow through.
so anyway, so if we can find someone who's traveling north with some wolves, then I can. He kind of smiles lightly. I can get a new light in my life. I won't name it Lux, though. That poor girl.
What if you end up getting an entirely black wolf?
We'll see what wolves are there. Because, you know, I can't just, miraculously, yes, all one color wolf, please. You know,
I mean, you can. That's how people do with dogs.
yeah, but wolves are different. I won't get into the semantics of it, but the long and short of it is wolves need to maintain enough of a sense of their wild side, but also some semblance of community.
You know there are black wolves that just occur naturally, yes?
Yeah, but like, I'm not sure how far south they'd occur. Where do black wolves? I know that the grey and white wolves are definitely.
We're moving along, everybody. Come on, we're moving.
Aurelius, this whole time, is talking about the different wolf breeds,
Mm-hmm.
and like,
Serenity's talking with him.
yeah, like, it's the fucking best.
Artemis shares a look with Fidget. I don't
shakes her
animals.
head.
It's like Artemis doesn't animals.
Fidget just shakes her head.
This is like the one big thing that Serenity knows about other than fucking religion.
Which is ironic because Aurelius knows a lot about religion as well, but he just does not like talking about it.
Oh, excuse me, let me correct myself. Hunting and religion. Why do you know how to hunt? Never mind. Wait, no, never mind.
I was about to say. What do you know how to hunt? Me. Paris? But yes.
Look.
Artemis looks with Eleanor.
Yeah.
Emotional support animal.
Some creatures have shown to have a sense of empathy that allows for some people to relate to them and others to rely on them as a way to overcome certain obstacles.
She pulls out her notebook, writes it down. Interesting.
Mine was a goat for a year, but that might have been because my mentor hated me. Partly because I kind of just kept following her around, and so she gave me the most obstinate goat she could find. And then she found out that I was very good with animals, and she could no longer be mad at me. The goat could be mad at me.
But she could be mad at you just for a very different...
I don't know all that much about goats, but I know that wolves like to hunt goats.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about animals.
That's okay.
So animals were invented in...
Shush. Come on, let's get out of this tower.
I'm out.
Serenity immediately starts walking backwards, looks at Artemis, goes, I could teach you. She looks excited.
I want to learn. Hold on a sec. Bye, Godai.
Bye. You all of a sudden see Yushi just like peek around the corner. Bye. Please get out of my
Aurelius
house.
just...
Bye.
I'll call you tonight, Godai. I'm sorry, Yoshi.
Bye. Don't remember every other stair. I don't want you losing your flexibility and falling down them.
You smash cut to Aurelius. Like, fucking. What do I have to roll to see his constitution? Because it's funnier if he just gets hit by something.
Roll a con save. I'll say roll 3.
3 cons? Okay.
3 con saves.
1.
Perfect.
3. This is gonna be great.
Okay.
Fucking pincushion.
With your aura, because I'm remembering that your aura should be added to that, right?
Wait, shit. Yeah, I need to.
No. I'm aware that your aura is added to that. It's +5.
All right. Hold on. Let me check my brain.
Please.
Following program is brought to you by Paladin Aura. It's +4 for Aura.
Oh, +4? Then the second one also fails. You guys had rolled really good on your con saves last time, and the DC is in fact 18. So, I think it's funnier if you roll this.
All right, let's do it.
Roll me 2d4s.
Fucking go. How about this? I roll 1d8.
If it's lower than a 2, then it's at 2.
Okay.
Go ahead. It is exactly 2. Perfect. So you managed to roll the minimum. So good news, it's only a 2. The bad news is that is how much your dexterity is lowered by for the next 24 hours.
That's fine. We probably won't be doing much for 24 hours.
That's the hope, yeah. But yeah, no, that's the danger of this poison as you guys were going up and down the stairs was if you failed the con save, your dex was going to go down and you were going to have a much harder time dodging the next ones.
When you say dex is down by 2, do you mean
Your dex
the
score.
Okay, I needed to be certain.
Yes.
So that's a 0 for my dex now.
Yes.
Oh no!
Yes. A +0, thankfully. Not a 0 flat, because that'd be way too easy. But, that being said, you all are outside of the tower. Thankfully, it seems to have either quieted down or things are just kind of moving in different ways that you guys can kind of slip out without anyone really noticing that you had ever been inside. And make your way out of the tower. Getting down from the floating island is not difficult, as there is literally a sign that is painted that said, "Jump," with an arrow pointing just off the cliff.
Without hesitation, Fidget takes off into a sprint and dives off the cliff.
Oh, there she goes.
Aurelius,
Oh, you maniac!
Aurelius follows suit with but as he's going down,
Yep.
he also extends his cloak a bit,
Yep.
so he can actually control his fall.
Okay. I'm just imagining, dudes, she jumped. She jumped! I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I will have the best fucking night of my life. I love those
There is
TikToks.
instantly a slight look of panic on Artemis's face, and she kind of looks over at Villanor and Serenity, help.
He motions between himself and her, and he's like, I'll carry you. But, you know, if her, me, who do you jumping into?
I don't care. I just one or the
Serenity
other.
picks up Artemis. Close your eyes and hold on tight.
Yeah, you're getting a koala.
Jumping.
Shit. Bellador runs and jumps off after y'all. The descent, as you're hitting a certain point, you realize there's a certain point where the wind seems to not slam into your body, but hit you in a way that just kind of flattens you out and takes you into a spiral almost. And you can see that as you're going down, there are a few of those people on the paragliders, the the Avatar: The Last Airbender style gliders, who kind of catch sight that people are jumping off, and they take off from within one of the tubes and kind of fly parallel to you, but they're clearly not slowing down to like, I'll be like, hey, you need help or anything? They're just like kind of just next to you, making sure that, you don't need help, or you can be like, ah, the usual level of screaming as you are plummeting down. It almost feels like a bit of a slide at some points, like you're like kind of belly sliding like a penguin through the air. But it gets to a point where you see that there's like a very squishy, mossy, almost landing track, like a runway, where as you kind of get to that point, you can kind of reach your legs out and kind of hit the ground running, which lets you guys just hit it, and kind of roll as needed. It's very squishy, very bouncy sort of area, and as soon as they see that all of you have gotten down, they kind of turn their glider in a way that like barrel rolls it, and then there's like this sudden updraft that seems to hit them, just take them straight up as they flying back up towards the floating island, as you all are back down on, I'd say, the world.
Yeah, so I'm just going to indulge myself a bit. As Aurelius is landing, with the falling of the gliding, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He glides, and then he safely kind of like lands as if his cloak is a glider to a certain extent, and then he does the whole superhero landing. And then he goes, ow!
There it is.
Opposite, Fidget does the parkour fall where you roll on your shoulder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before getting to her feet.
Yeah, you hit the ground with the roll and whatnot before he does. He's like, nah, I got this. He does a superhero landing, and you just hear this ow behind you. You look back and see that he landed like on his knee and fist and whatnot. You're like, he clearly hasn't gone free running.
He has light experience, but not like parkour.
Not parkour, no.
Like that, not that shit.
No.
He has. I know how to climb up a tower and attack shit, but not climb down from a tower.
Right.
Fidget will turn around, look Aurelius up and down, and go, "We need to work on that."
Okay. Yep. He slowly gets up.
I don't care how cool it looked. That was stupid.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. he like comes up to her. I think between that and the whole sneaky, stealthy thing, I need work. And also, and he just kind of lists
a lot of work.
He just lists off a bunch of things as the others.
As you're doing that, Serenity has an idea. Everyone can see you. You're kind of coming down from the island, and it's kind of just, up in the air. So, whether or not people are paying attention to you is a whole different matter.
Artemis is kind of clinging to Serenity and shaking a tiny bit. Please do not do a stupid thing. You're not going to make her swoon, you're just going to make her panic. She just wants to get down from this high, scary place.
To be fair, the stupid thing would technically slow our descent and make it much less deadly.
She just wants to get down, her eyes are clenched closed, she's just waiting to feel the impact through your body.
I had two things in my mind. Either rage and just land like Link when he falls from a high height just on his feet.
Worse than Aurelius.
Or just parkour roll. To fucking make sure she doesn't take damage from it at all.
Wait, up to you.
Don't hurt yourself.
Which one do you do?
It's either the grog landing or the smart landing. Which one?
Which one do you choose?
Let's
You know
do
how
smart
a
landing.
papoose
I don't
looks?
want to.
All right.
You know how a
papoose,
papoose
what?
looks? You know
I do
how,
not,
like, those
Hold on. One of you
those
guys.
slings. people that wear on the front with babies.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Artemis is just kind of got her legs wrapped around Serenity's middle, her arms wrapped around her neck, and her face just buried in her shoulder.
Oh,
So
God.
she looks like a papoose.
So you manage to catch yourself and roll in such a way that it doesn't harm Artie and bounce back to your feet. Artie, you feel the impact. You feel yourself no longer free falling. And you're able to scuttle down.
Artie, you can open your eyes now, dear.
Okay. She looks around.
Valinor, do a flip.
He does an actually like decent
Yeah.
flip, and like he hits he lands like partly on his ass, bounces slightly, and does like a handstand flip, just boing, and lands on his feet like. Oh, slowly looks up at you all. That may have been the coolest thing I think I've ever done, and will never be able to recreate ever again in my life.
Aurelius just starts
We can always
clapping.
push you off another.
Please do not.
We can always
push
push
me.
you off another building so you can practice.
Please do not.
Let's do it. I'm down to do this.
Aurelius is so ready to threaten his entire well-being. Holy shit!
Artemis
Fidget turns
slowly
directly
climbs down.
to Aurelius and does that really hard jab of her finger against his chest. No.
Okay.
He's so upset.
Aurelius is just a dog as a human being, I swear.
You love him though. We all love him. But yes, so you guys begin to kind of wander the city a little to look to see if there are any people who would have such creatures. You see mostly like birds, creatures brought in from the ocean. There is a few vendors who have like what appears to be like carvings of different animals. Some are birds, some are more like wolf-like carvings. There are a few carvings of a creature that most of you haven't seen too much of. Artie, you've actually seen this image before, the image of a turtle. A few other different creatures like not eagles, like doves and seagulls and the like. About the usual fare,
Artemis
as
is
you would
gonna
imagine.
start waddling toward the turtle.
All right.
Wait. Fidget wouldn't know turtle?
No, yeah, you would as well. That's right, because you have actually been at least around the docks before. Most of the doves are in like cages and the like, meant to be sold to people, except for a few of the ones that are more like just around and whatnot. They don't like have a swarm just coming over to you, but there are a few that will like come land on you or next to you and whatnot, and you hear them like crunching on something, and then you see them like fly off with a few of the cookies that were crumbs in your hair. They've taken their offering.
I've become a bird feeder!
Effectively, yeah. But yeah, no, you would also have known of and seen the turtles, Fidget. Yes, so the two of you would be the ones who would know about that creature.
Artemis starts speaking in Sylvan at the turtles. She knows they don't understand, but their nature sounds, so she knows
They're
that they like them.
carvings.
Yep,
They're
yeah,
carvings. Okay,
carvings.
she just kind of puts her fingers over them and looks. I wish there were turtles here. I like turtles.
What are turtles?
They do come sometimes to beach, but not very often. If you want one of the carvings, they are only 2 copper pieces. They're not exactly the finest work I've done, but they'll get the job done. Give you a good memory.
Let me think about it.
Of course, of course.
Do you know where we could find someone who looks after wolves?
Wolves? We've got mastiffs here. If you're looking for more of more wolves and the like, I know that there's someone up in were they up in? Forgive me. They're either near Vernal or in Dragonsby.
Dragonsby.
Aye, yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, I'm glad to be of assistance.
And at this point, Aurelius just kind of... He hasn't seen the ocean before.
Mm-hmm.
So he's walking up and down the docks and exploring. Basically, I'm not going to roll to see if he gets lost.
No.
Because I know that I would get lost in a marketplace like this.
Velinor is
But
close
Aurelius
to you.
actually has a sense of... And Velinor as well.
Yeah.
He's probably, like, pointing out different spices. Is that a curved sword?
Probably from Nepal. They're not the most popular there, but there are a few people who would carry such a weapon. Fidget. Since you're near the back
Yes.
of the group, what is your passive perception?
13.
13. That is actually what you needed. You are actually the first person to note as you're moving through that there is not a full-on sort of commotion, but there is a commotion of a sort. The sort where you kind of pull up your hood lightly, just kind of keep your head down, but move slightly like adjacent to it so you can kind of hear what's going on. Keep your eyes and ears open, but not draw attention to yourself.
That's what I was going to say she was going to do. So.
Yeah, I'm catching on. But as you get a little closer, you kind of peek through some of the crowd, and you see that there's burnished works of metal. Not quite as like the heavy-duty plate of molten hold. This is a lot more stationary, if you will, meant to indicate someone of rank and the like, with colors painted onto it rather than just the solid iron and steel. And as you kind of like get a peek in and try and look a little bit more, you see the symbols of probably what you would presume to be a noble house, as well as the symbol of Corvin, as well as a secondary flag that indicates the capital symbol of Seaski. Type that out for you.
The moment she sees the Corvin...
Not Corvin,
symbol.
Cormundum.
Cormundum. You said Corvin.
I did say Corvin. I meant Cormundum.
Okay,
words are
never
hard.
mind.
Okay. Yeah, no, Cormundum. Cormundum symbol and the symbol of Seaski, which might imply that these people are from the capital. And as it's going through, you kind of like, again, you're just kind of keeping your head down, just listening in. It sounds, just picking up some stuff, that they are setting up effectively a table to take people who were willing to accept being drafted into the army, as they have heard that there are those in Denziel who are moving towards the Cracked Isles, and they are beginning to rally forces to defend the border should they attempt to come upon them, thinking themselves like thieves in the night and brigands and so on and so forth.
Fidget will back up.
And it's already got like a slight crowd to it of people who are going in. Some of it looks to be like people who are like actually like, yeah, yo, gung ho, woo, we got this, and other people who are just like, ow, if I don't do this now, they're gonna just draft me later. Fine. As people are going in, just kind of quickly signing their names for this draft, while you all kind of just skirt around the edge of it a little bit with your guidance to kind of just be like, we're not moving quite that way. One person in the crowd just does try and like flag down Velinor, be like, hey, they're gonna ask about you. He's like, he kind of looks at him, he's like, I'm a druid, I take no part in this. And the guy just kind of goes, oh, you can do that? He's like, totally. Hold on.
Does he look to me because I'm right next to Velinor, and I'm very much looking like a mercenary type?
Hold on. The man like squints and is like, all right. And he looks over and he places his hand on your shoulder. He's like, he's my guard. I need him. And he goes, oh, my apologies, Sir Druid. Wait, you're... he like elbows one of the other guys, and Velinor has this pale look of just, I fucked up, and pushes you like, we're leaving. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. This is my bad. I have made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Aurelius follows quickly behind, and he pulls his hood up now, because now he has unwanted attention. And he says to Velinor, "What the fuck just happened?"
Velinor tried to lie. Don't talk.
Look,
Can Artemis get like a good look at the people that are recruiting?
make a
Do they
perception
seem
check.
genuine?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Yeah, while you're doing that check, Velinor kind of leans like, look, the druids are neutral. We don't take part in certain things, but I can be drafted, but it's by the circles, not by the capitals. But if the capital talks to my circle and they draft me through the capital, through my circle, I gotta, I'm supposed to go and whatnot.
So did you want perception or insight or both?
Both.
Yes.
Yes. Perception,
What?
then yes. Perception, then insight.
Okay. 15 on perception.
Mm-hmm.
18 on insight.
With your perception, passively you note there's a number of different people. Most of them look to be just people who would be normally in landfall. These people look, again, they have that regalia though that very much sets them apart from the other people here. Some people who are kind of looking at bits of armors and such, but compared to the armor that is there, it's very clearly polished, it's very clearly clean. Again, very much a symbol of station, and a little bit too polished for someone who's seen combat. You're not certain whether or not these sort of people are higher up in rank. Recruiters, yeah. They're meant to look shiny and pretty than they are to be efficient on the field, which isn't to say that they aren't, because as you look them over, you do know they do have weapons on their hips. They're people who are still ready to go. These are people who are capable of taking action if needed, but for the purposes right now, their purpose is to draw attention and get people aware that there is a draft that needs to be taken care of. In terms of insight, yep, go ahead.
I'm not sure how much Aurelius would see, but I feel like he'd pick up on that pretty quickly.
On that much, at least. With the insight check, they appear to be genuine. There is a note of laziness to it that you pick up on. A case of they probably see it for them as just a show of force. They're not expecting any actual conflict or combat and whatnot. They're just expecting it to be a case of you gather the people together, you get, you kind of do a little like summer workout routine, and then we'll be good. They try and come against us, we'll just push them back.
Does it look like there are any people from Denzel that are trying to provoke more in the crowd?
Make a second insight check.
What would I have to roll to figure out, like...
Again, 18!
Nice.
To figure out anything that Aurelius would know.
History check. With the 18, you see that there are a mixture of people who have kind of that Denziel complexion to you. To anyone else, they're probably just another person coming in from one of the boats, but they seem to be trying a few different tactics as far as you can tell. Some of them look to be like actively encouraging, and almost to the point of being so gung-ho that it's making other people go, no, I'm not sure if I wanna. Whereas other people are trying to be like, why should we go? There's no war actually going on right now. If they're going to the Cracked Isles, they're sending ships, we just send ships back. Why do they need us? And having people go, yeah, that makes sense. Effectively trying to cause a small lull, a small discourse in the outer edges of the crowd, but a lot of people near the recruiters are still very much gung-ho and moving their way towards. Just like, all right, we were told, we were called, we will do it.
Aurelius is going to never mind, sorry. Brain.
Do any of the people causing the discourse look familiar?
Not specifically, unfortunately.
Okay, good. Artemis is just hyper paranoid whenever she hears anything about Denziel foreign sources.
Of course. With the 20 history check, you would know that unless...
Keep in mind, I am from the north, so I won't know as much.
No, you won't know as much about the south, but you know about Cormundum. Cormundum as a whole does try to keep some of its knowledge concise. For the north, generally speaking, there are only a few ways to avoid being in a military conscript where they're actually dragged into the war. One of them is being a part of the clergy or paladin orders. One of them is being a member of a circle, a druid, as you were. Being a member of nobility does not exempt you from this. There are also ways around it where if you are a member who or a person who has been conscripted by the clergy as a person of, not necessarily religion, but to guard and protect, that is generally considered okay. However, you also do know that the clergy is not allowed to have a standing built army anymore. You don't remember why exactly that is, but you know it was from a different country having a different issue where they tried to call up an army and go to war. It was somewhere to the south, Themideus or Zalus or someplace like that. You, Fidget, would roll a perception check. You would also note, with your knowledge, that one of the few times where they didn't immediately conscript people back when Goraline was coming down, Goraline actually pushed so far that it came and it took over Sayaski, the capital. But because of the defenses, Sayaski was able to hold them off until people actually pushed them back. And Cormundum just kept pushing until it took a chunk of land to the north.
Yeah. So encircle maneuver around the interiors and then basically crushed whatever forces remained.
They did that, where Goraline tried to do that to Sayaski, and Sayaski just basically was like, nah, we're going to do that to you now, and then just kind of swept him back up.
All right. In that case, Aurelius is going to listen carefully to see if these kind of politics will affect their travel. Like, are there going to be patrols? Are there going to be like more guards on the road or like things like that? Because he knows that when war comes, there's an uptake in military
presence.
Yeah, so he's listening carefully for that.
You're not hearing anything specifically about that. Historically, that does happen. However, that also does mean that if soldiers are brought from the north, you might have a slightly more wild trips upwards to the north, probably past Vernal. You would say Vernal, or maybe up to Forgesteading or so, where enough people have come down that some of the lawlessness will start to take back over due to a lack if they are spending too many people to the south. Which that's not to say that they will, but it is a possibility.
Okay. Aurelius is going to, like, his hood is up, so he's turning away from the crowd and looking towards Fidget, and he just quietly whispers, "They're recruiting. There's going to be caravans heading from north to south. We need to be more careful on the roads. Do you know any pathways that might avoid roads that are not as dangerous?"
I hate to break it to you, Aurelius, but I ain't from this area. I don't know.
Do you know anyone who is?
I know you guys.
You, with your perception check, as you say that, you kind of like spend a minute before you actually start looking around again. You will note that there are a few people who, they don't stand out. They blend in. And there's a level of blending in where you can kind of look at someone and go, there's something a little off about it. One of them, though, does stand out for one particular reason. I need to see if I can get this without making a mess of things, because that's the way I usually end up doing things. Oh, good, I can do it. Yay!
Mess time.
No!
Mess time?
No. Stop
Miss time!
it. No.
But miss time.
Oh no. Ba 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 sharab. Ba 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 sharab. There it is. Yes. There is a person in the crowd who some people are kind of like, they're not like going over to him like conspicuously, but he's very much put himself in a place where you can see him and people are coming to ask his opinion on things. The reason why he stands out is because as he is talking and doing such, you note a patterning on his cloak. It's like one of those one shoulder cape cloaks, and you don't notice it at first. It's something that's more easy to not think about or not notice just because it's a pattern on a cloak. But it is a pattern, as you look at it, of two faces, two masks, a comedy and a tragedy mask, in repeating patterns.
Look like the person. Sorry.
The person looks to be a water genasi. Very, not sweaty, just very damp. Kind of hair, which kind of like drips across his forehead and whatnot. Has some of the amenities of a sailor or someone who frequents a shipping area. Probably somewhere around the docks, like one of the local taverns or pubs or whatnot, which would make sense. That'd be a place to go and talk about various different things.
Fidget will hold up a finger to Aurelius before disappearing into the crowd to head towards them.
Easy enough. Not difficult to make your way over to him. Like, again, there's not like a path to him or people that are specifically conspicuously going to him, but it's very clear that he is someone who people can go up to and just quickly ask maybe a question or two.
As she walks away, is there any way for Aurelius to, like, that he knows of, and that's an important distinction?
Yep.
To find access to, or like find a potential pathway that avoids main roads, and more specifically, and he knows that it's a tendency to put patrols and guards and caravans specifically on main roads.
Not while walking. You'll need to sit down and look at the map.
Okay.
So that'll be
Aurelius will.
Yeah, make note
All
of
right.
that.
In the meantime, he'll just lean against whatever he's standing next to and look at a Velinor?
Yes, you got it.
Finally. Look at Velinor and just kind of go, we need to get out of here.
No kidding. We're working on it.
Okay, I'm gonna make way to the carriage.
Kind of motions, and he's like kind of paused, like, let's make our way a little bit, just a little ways, just make sure we don't lose Fidget. I can kind of just don't worry. Fidget, yes.
While Fidget's walking, her hood is up, so her face is shadowed. But she makes sure that her hammer cloak pin is in full view as she approaches.
Mm-hmm. You move up, and you get to where you can kind of be slightly offset to him, not directly next to him at first. And he doesn't notice you for like maybe a minute before he kind of looks over and kind of pauses, seems to look you over for a second, clearly realizing, oh, you're over here and whatnot, and then notes the pin and kind of leans back slightly, like, oh, kind of looks around. What can I do you for?
You're from around this parts?
It's where my place of business happens to be.
Do you know any paths to get away from the caravans, from one hammer to a mask?
He kind of pauses for a second, he looks at you, and then there's a small grin. Ah, ain't been rubbing elbows with false prophets, I see. That's good, good. I was worried there for a second. Seen a few people having emblems, you know what I mean.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of them where I'm from.
You know what? I'm not going to take a guess. It's not my business. Tell you what. Kind of looks around, reaches into with his cape. You realize the cape actually covers one of his hands, so you don't know what he's doing with it. As he reaches in and clearly tosses himself something and holds out what appears to be like a token, a coin, but that's been clearly marked in a way. Proprietor, if you follow the docks, there's a place called the Big Gulp.
Okay.
It was supposed to be called the Big Gull, but don't let the proprietor know that I knows that. It's not an inn, so don't look for lodging there. Show them this. Say Maxwell is going to be on his way soon. Probably be around nightfall, so apologize about that. Get yourself a drink or two. Got a few things I gotta take care of here. I'll see if I can find you a way, safe path. What city you headed to?
The Meetin and Wave Break.
I've had a lot of people heading up that way. Easy path, I'll be able to get it to you tonight. Don't worry about charge, I'll send it to your mask. Actually, I could probably send it to your boss. Yeah, again, don't worry about it. Just, you take care of you and yours. You coming with a group, or you going by yourself?
With none.
Understood. In need of the cavalry to come along, or?
Extra charge?
Extra charge, of course.
We have our own transportation. I just want to make it so we can get away from the prying eyes.
I got you covered. Again, make with the Vamusen. I'll, take care of things on my end. You take care of things on your end. I'll meet with you by sundown. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
She'll take the token and go, you can call me Babyface.
Nice to meet you, Babyface. Kind of looks around. They call me Pufferfish.
Puffer.
Don't worry about
Understood.
it. Kind of gives a little nod and a wink.
It's fitting. How they do the nicknames, you know.
You would understand if you're on my bad side. Don't worry, I don't think you're on my bad side.
I would be if you knew who I was.
Yeah.
And she takes the token and weaves through the crowd.
Right. Easily find your way back. Velinor he's tall. He's big. You can see him. So
This whole time Aurelius is leaning nearby and he's like, it's taking us so long.
That's probably some business or whatnot. I don't know. I can't read lips. I should learn how to do that.
Fidget gets back to the group.
Hey.
And looks to Aurelius as she takes off her hood. I might have found us a way. But we gotta follow the docks. And we gotta get to the Big Gulp by nightfall.
Who the fuck names a place Big Gulp? He kind of mumbles as he
It's a tavern, not an inn. It will not be where we're sleeping tonight.
That's fine. I mean, he looks at the party and is like, you all know how I feel about sleeping.
If you don't get 8 hours of rest, you're not going to have your body recuperate to keep building muscle. He lectures you as you walk along.
Aurelius is like kind of debating the endurance of sleeping in the wilderness, and just kind of like just effectively philosophizing the sleep schedule.
Look, I understand taking power naps to ensure maximizing your uptime. However, and again, just kind of chattering around. No,
Just assume it's going back and forth.
Of course. No. But you were able to kind of walk along the docks area. No investigation or perception check needed, especially with the very perceptiveness of Artemis, who is able to note and kind of reach out and kind of pat Serenity so she can get everyone's attention to move over towards the big gulp, which surprisingly enough, it has the image of what appears to be you would presume it's intended to be an Aarakocra, but it's a pelican Aarakocra who is just taking a huge drink and is just clearly just a huge, underjaw that is just taking in all the drink. A big gulp.
That makes most sense.
Yeah.
Once before they go inside, Fidget's cloak hood goes back up, and her scarf goes up, and she turns to the group going, I suggest you let me do the talking. We're in my neck of the woods right now.
Aurelius follows suit, pulling up his own hood, and he just kind of says, I'll be the tall, silent type, I guess.
Anyone asks, I'm an escort to a group of nuns.
Nuns?
Trinity's
Nuns.
just staring. She's
As
staring
in-
so
As in N-O-N-E?
N-O-N-E. You're not collective.
Understood.
What's a collective?
It's a type
mob.
of...
What's a mob? Oh, no, like a group of people. Got it. Understood.
No, Velinor. Fidget turns and, has to reach up, obviously, but puts her hands on his shoulder going, I work for a very large organized crime syndicate. I suggest don't try to lie here. Let me talk.
He kind of looks at you for a moment, and he leans a little closer. He goes, why are you telling me?
Because you thought mob meant group of people. But I'm
Aurelius
also
is...
talking loud enough that the others can hear.
Aurelius is going to take the safety string off the greatsword as a subtle bit of intimidation. He's basically just prepping himself to look as intimidating as possible, but not drawing attention to himself at the same time, which is a very difficult balance. He's not good at this.
No.
So I'm gonna go ahead and roll a
Performance check.
Yeah.
After that, I have one other thing to say, but I want to see what his performance check is first.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing you've ever seen, but if other people were to see it, they'd be like, that's definitely for show.
Now, one other thing. If anyone in there, you talk to anybody, because mingling, getting to know people, somebody might buy you a drink. If they say they took a liking to you, it ain't a good thing. Understood?
Is this the meeting or is this a meeting?
A.
This is just their home base.
Okay.
We show them respect. You let me talk. Anyone takes a liking to you, I cannot protect you.
That's okay. If anyone takes a liking to you in that kind of way, I will bust their skull open, and they won't like you so much no more.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Velinor, you got the right response to the wrong meeting.
Oh. Okay. So at the next one, bust skulls. Understood.
Meaning is what I
meaning.
said. Sorry.
Oh, I heard meeting, and I was look. I've known you guys for a month, and
It's okay. He starts patting Velinor.
Look,
Okay.
Look, I am not the one with the violent tendencies in my family. I told myself this. I've told myself this, and clearly I am a liar. I've been lying to myself. I am violent.
It's okay. It's okay. You give them a hug.
He hugs back, just pats you on the back. I'm trying.
Fidget does
Here's
that
Sorority
thing.
very.
Go ahead.
Here's Sorority very quietly go. What has happened?
Fidget
I have
will
no idea.
clap her hands together and like hold them to her lips under over the mask.
Concern.
Just, this is a tavern run by my people. I had to dip back to get a safe passage.
No, that I understand. It's that, and she's gesturing to Aurelius.
At this
Oh
point,
my God.
I don't even know. Velenor.
I
Velenor.
imagine Velenor's in tears and Aurelius is just like, uh-huh.
And quick terminology lesson. Taking a liking to you means they're going... Not only do they want you dead, they are saying they will do it themselves. And they will announce it loudly so the entire room can hear it. And then buy you a drink. Do not get on anyone's bad side. Once that liking is taken, I cannot stop them.
So sit in a corner and stay quiet. Got it.
Aurelius is just kind of like, I'll just kind of stand behind you or whatever. I don't
I
know.
am a
What's up?
literal. You are putting a literal angel in a den of wolves bleeding.
Would it be
If you
better if you
return
stayed
to-
outside?
If you
have
guys
a
want to
demon
stay out,
inside of you.
if you guys want to stay outside, you can. I'm just saying, if anyone follows me in there, I am escorted hammer for a group of nuns.
Okay.
And just let me do the talking. And
Is
she
she?
heads inside.
And Aurelius kind of quietly, before she does, just says, whatever you do, do not call me by my true name.
I think
She'll
I'll just
stop
stay
and look.
outside, actually.
She'll turn to Aurelius. What's your nickname?
Aurelius just kind of thinks about it, and he just kind of goes,
Bubblegum.
hold on. Did you just say bubblegum?
Yes.
Yes.
Nicknames in the collective are descriptions of what
I'm
you're
sorry,
like.
this is starting to lose me.
Okay.
Call him the
Renegade.
Oh,
Huh?
renegade.
What did you say?
Renegade.
Renegade.
Renegade. Okay,
Renegade
if you're
for
coming
life.
in... Yeah, if you're coming in, you're renegade. You can stay outside, Velenor.
Are you two gonna be
I would
okay?
recommend staying outside.
Okay.
Aurelius gestures to the giant sword on his back.
I understand that, but I motions to the giant man standing next to you, which is himself. I'm not that big of a deterrent, but like they're not gonna
Pretty
I am-
big.
I am considered scarier than you are in the collective.
Oh, really? Damn it. I'll stay outside.
He turns, gives a nod to Aurelius, and walks inside.
Aurelius follows and closes the door behind him.
All right.
The big gulp.
Yes, the big gulp. I will say that, for the most part, not a lot of interesting things happen to Nightfall. There's little conversations here and there. You guys buy a drink. Between the two of you, you spend, let's say, a silver piece.
Okay.
So if one of you wants to mark that down, or cut that
I'll
in
buy
half.
both.
Okay. So silver piece from you. That's all. You're not buying like a huge amount of drinks. Maybe again like 5 drinks total. You're trying to stay sober, trying to
She's
stay
being
alert.
proper,
Of course, cautious.
respectful.
Yeah. Artemis, Serenity, and Velenor outside. Just kind of sit down and find a place to just kind of keep their heads down. Sundown comes, and at the table you two are sitting at, you don't see him enter. At least, not that you visibly notice him. But Maxwell sits at your
Aurelius
table.
definitely doesn't notice.
Definitely doesn't, yeah. But Maxwell suddenly comes up and sits at your table. It's like, so, you see your map real quick.
She'll look over at Aurelius. You have that map?
He pulls out this comedically sized map. It covers the entire table.
He kind of takes it and gently folds it so that it's more manageable and focuses only on the area that you're going to be going between landfall and wave break. I actually am going to move on to the map, and I'm going to remove our first go here sign. We did it. We have completed one of the objectives.
You technically still have the players on a battle map.
I will move you over. Don't worry, I was just doing that. See?
Aurelius gets ready for battle with the golem again.
He's going to have to fight the golem again. Round 2, fight. But he motions between landfall and wave break. You guys are not in the middle of the ocean. Don't make the joke. But he motions to... you see the straight lines on the map?
Mm-hmm.
Those there are grasslands. Open fields, plains. There's hills more towards Molten Hole, but you're not heading back that way. You're not to save time, at least. Honestly, you got two ways about it. And if you go too close to the water's edge, following the wave from landfall to wave break, you'll just hit the road again. If you head more northward, directly northward, and then take the pathway from Molten Hole to wave break, right about... I'm going to ping this here for y'all to see. Bing!
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is a way to go. If you're trying to be less conspicuous about entering wave break, one of the other ways is to go by charter, one of the boats. I know about 3 different captains who will take you on last minute. Most of them will want you to shuck stuff around, move things here and there, but it'll get you from landfall to wave break a little faster, and people won't be keeping their eyes on you.
Quick, we talking.
Say about half a day to a day. We'll cut the day off and give you a little bit more time to stretch your legs and breathe when you get there.
There's a moment where Fidget has to take a deep breath before giving a nod, going, how quickly can you get us on a ship?
I already spoke to the 3 captains. 2 of them aren't going to be setting sail for the next couple of days. One of them will be leaving tomorrow around noon. How fast do you need to get there?
Before meeting.
You cut out, by the way.
Before the meeting.
If you're going before the meeting,
the better.
Sooner the better. Yeah, I get you. I also did speak to him. How much are you willing to put down on this? No. It's not. If you're some other schmuck, but kind of looks to Aurelius, looks back to you, and it's like kind of a look of just like he know enough.
He's a trainee.
Understood. I'll give it to you flat. Give it to you straight. Trip there for the, 3-5 years? Per person, it'll only take about
5 of us.
5 of you. Good. I counted right then. It'll take you about 10 days.
Oh, you saw him, huh?
Big guy was looking our
I'm
way.
surprised.
He wasn't trying to be conspicuous about it, but
The other 3 don't know.
no worries. It'll take about 10 days. Well, I'm going to type this out for you. 10 days by boat.
I like the idea that Aurelius just kind of quietly pulls out a
notepad.
Yeah, a journal, and he starts taking notes, including place names and directions, and if it is brought up, name of the ship, captain, that type of thing.
Right. Now, for just the 5 of you, gold per person per day, 50 gold. but you also said you had your own who's its and what's its. How many animals? Cart animals.
3 Magnavis and a cut.
3 Magnavis and a cart. Easy enough. Magnavis, 3 of them, probably be about 150 gold, so that's about 200. The cart they'll probably toss in because you got 3 Magnavis. So 200 gold, cover your fees.
Sorry, how much was it?
200.
200.
Aurelius pulls out his gold,
Mm-hmm.
and he places it on the table. There's 28 extra coins in there.
Fidget puts a hand on Aurelius's, just on top of Aurelius's, and goes, "We don't pay him. We pay the
Aurelius
captain."
removes the thing.
Yeah. I don't get my cut until he gets paid. He'll send me my cut when it's time. Don't worry. I'll get my piece, but I need to let you know how much he's expecting to have in his pocket when you walk aboard.
Understood.
Kind of thinks for a moment. I didn't have to sell you up much. I said you can handle yourself. He asked a little bit more, and I just said you can handle yourself, and he left it at that. If you're lucky, kind of pauses and leans back a little bit to kind of look around the place, sees that no one's really paying attention, leans forward. You can handle yourself, but can he handle himself? No offense meant, but I'm asking you, your opinion.
He can.
And the other 3? In a fight.
They can.
Good. There's a possibility, slim, but if Danziel's moving towards the Cracked Isles, I don't believe that they're only sending people that way. I think some of them are going to be heading up on the coastal side. Some of them might be heading towards Napa. There might be some acting as privateers, pirates, if you catch my drift.
Aurelius
familiar
narrows
with
his
them.
eyes at privateers.
Mm.
He does not know that term.
Yep, let her finish. No worries.
I'm familiar with the waters and how that kind of thing works. She looks around, noticing herself that no one's really paying them any attention,
Mm-hmm.
and lowers her hood and her scarf.
He nods slowly.
I'm from Cormundum.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
The nickname rang a bell.
I asked. They said, hands off. I didn't understand why I'm not asking questions. I'm not in Corvin. You're in Cormundum. I don't ask, you don't tell. You don't ask, I don't tell. Keep things businesslike. My job's not here to find out where to send a... Oh, hold on. Terminology. It's not my job to find out where Silent's going to come talk to you. My job is to get you from point A to point B. Make sure everything is reached out to appropriately.
Thank you.
Yeah. Not only that, but I'm a platinum. You know how it is. Kind of grins slowly. I'm not here to get my hands dirty. I'm here to get my hands filled with money.
This is your place.
Yeah, I run a good business. You do your part. You do your job. I do mine. Not gonna have any trouble.
Will I be seeing your face at the meeting?
Sadly, no. Gonna be my boss. I was wondering where he headed out to, but can't win 'em all.
Well, what's the captain's name so we know where to look?
I'm gonna drop out of
For your
VC
yeah,
for
yeah,
a bit. Yeah. I won't be,
We're wrapping up. We're wrapping up soon. Don't worry.
All right.
Okay, cool, because this
Yeah,
coded
no.
language is making me glaze over a lot.
Sorry. you're gonna be looking one of those funky folk. Kind of look like the flat-nosed, kind of fish face sort of people. Out of character, he's describing a gith. Kind of hard to miss him.
Okay.
Her name is Paula.
Paula. Understood.
Ship's name? The Spearhead.
Spearhead.
Holy fuck.
And we can see them
Noon tomorrow.
about noon is when they take.
They'll let you on earlier if you swing by earlier, but noon's when they're shipping off, meaning that if it's noon when you're walking on, you might be walking on too late.
We'll make sure we're there early.
Good. Good. Kind of gently
During
pats
the
table.
entire conversation, Artemis has been writing down the terms they've been using.
You went in?
You're in the tavern?
Did you go in the tavern?
You went in?
Artemis followed y'all.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you're writing down the terms.
She's trying to understand, because if she's going to be going with you, she needs to understand what the people around her are going to be saying.
Understood.
And it sounds like there's a lot of coded language that she doesn't understand. So she's got to study.
Yep. Serenity and Valinor are just outside chatting. They're keeping the buddy system going. So yeah. I misunderstood. I thought you were outside as well. So yeah, you are just writing down the terms and, trying to figure stuff out.
She'll stand.
Artemis isn't going to let Fidget walk off with a stranger.
But yeah, she'll stand before looking back at Maxwell going, be honest with me, how much do I owe you for this?
Like I said, my stipend comes from the captain, not you.
How much to say you to not have you tell anyone else you saw me?
20 gold.
She puts it on the table before leading the other two out.
He takes it with a skilled motion and says, pleasure doing business with you. Look forward to hearing the results. Safe travels. And on that note, I would say that is a good place to end the session. So yeah, we are on our way. On the way. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I've been eagerly anticipating how close we are to making our way around. And however, we will have a little bit for of a recess from this here.
Not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the exact date, so I would be able to say it right. The 27th. My brain was going, it's the 29th. That's not it. 27th. On the 27th, we will be having another one-shot run by Mary, a.k.a. Fidget. And she will be giving us a bit more of a peek into a bit of the collective. Letting us get a little more of a peek within. But that will be in 2 weeks. And next week, we will have just a little bit more of our travels before we hit the land in Wavebreak. So, thank you all so much for coming out with us. This is always a delight to share our story with you all, to just let you all experience the absolute shenaniganry with us all. It's great. I love it. I love these people. These people are my friends. And I'm glad I made the little talk thing so everyone will know when they are talking and know who is talking, or at least have an idea of who's talking to help out with that. I hope that it has helped to kind of streamline a bit of the conversations a little bit, make it more vibrant, as it were. It has made the map smaller, but I'm not against that, honestly. Makes it a little more focused in a way. A little bit. But that's a bit of rambling. Thank you all so much. We do stream these on twitch.tv/WhatTeamComp on Mondays around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do then post them onto YouTube at my channel, which is under the name Uncommon Guru. If you just look for Cormundum Chaos, it should pull it up so that you can watch and enjoy. Thank you again so much for coming out and enjoying this time with us. And until next time, we are WhatTeamComp. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!